We're on Black here. We're live. We're live. We're live. Debating if I want to turn the fucking lights on or if I want to leave them off. Because it's about 1,000 fucking degrees outside. So, I might. How dark is it? I don't fucking know. Seriously, it's like, how dark is it? How dark is it? And do you guys really look at me opposed to just listening to me? Or, depending on, I have no idea. Fuck it. It's hot, man. And I don't know, but we can't fucking take away the production just because I'm fucking hot. So, fuck it. Here we are, live with the lights on. How's everybody on this April 7th, 2014? Yes, 2014. And we're pumping by and getting through. I'm opening mail right now. I'm actually opening mail on the air, seeing what's going on here. Big whopping check for $30. That's balls. What am I gonna do with $30? I came fucking buy mineral water for the week. Let's see, how much is this one? Oh, this one's $196. Okay, this one's not that bad. $196. This one I could buy some more minerals. So $196 and $130. So there's $200. All right. So it's off to a decent start. We get $200 here. Okay. So fucking people are like, oh, okay, he's opening money on air. Yeah, there you go. How else is everybody doing? Did everybody, man, I had a really bizarre, not bizarre, but it was probably the most non-activity of a weekend that I've had in quite a long time. Before we go into talking about, of course, Mike South and his band of mutants, the 3 people that post on his site, of course, him coming up with just profoundly horrific things to say that A, make no sense, B, detract from anything. We'll talk about that later. Seriously, we've got hours to talk about Mike South and what is going on in his neck of the hillbilly woods. So we'll talk about some other stuff right now because, like I said, we got all day. I'm not real sure if Katie Summers will be joining us at her normal 2 o'clock news that we can use time. We'll see. And that's part of the conversation here in the morning. So Saturday at 12 o'clock, and we talked about this on last week, like Thursday and Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, I think we talked about it. Not a lot, but just we threw it out there just because that's what's happening in my life, and I always talk about what's happening in my life. Katie Summers had her wisdom teeth pulled out. Yes, she had her wisdom teeth pulled out. So Saturday at noon, I brought her to get her fucking teeth yanked out of her fucking mouth. And if you actually go to my Twitter page and my Instagram, I have a video posted of Katie Summers after. So actually, I got 3 shots. I have right after the picture, where her mouth is full of gauze. And you can see all the gauze in her mouth. She's like that. It's kind of it's amusing and cute all in one foul look. And then there's a video of us walking to the car, walking away from the building down the street, where she's explaining what had just transpired, and it's kind of amusing because her mouth is full of gauze, and she's going, so it's about a 25-second video that is pretty funny. So that is on the Rob Black Instagram and Twitter feed, and again, it's highly entertaining. And then Sunday, I took a picture of her a day after, where her face is swollen, and it looks like I gave her a fucking left hook and knocked out her fucking, broke her fucking jaw. And she's standing there with little cut-off jean shorts on, and a little like cute top, and looking all cute, but you see her little cheek swollen on the left side because they pulled 2 teeth out there. So basically, nothing really transpired this weekend as far as doing anything exciting, because she was laid up Saturday all day. At one point, it was funny because at night, she wanted to walk the dog and take a walk around the block, and she had just taken the pain pills, and she didn't want to take them because it gave her an upset stomach, even with eating the food and stuff. And at one point, she's like, I'm just going to take a half of one because my mouth is really hurting. So I said, go ahead. So about a half hour later, she's like, let's walk the dog. So we go downstairs and we start walking around the block. And it's funny because she's like, my stomach's kind of upset. And I'm just looking at her and I'm thinking, she's going to fucking puke. I can just see it. I can see that puke face. And all of a sudden, we're walking, and you see it, she goes like this. And she puts her hand up to her mouth to cover the cough. And as she pulls it away, I see the long pre-vomit string of saliva. And I'm looking at her, and she's like this. Because there's people, where we're out on Lancashire, where people are walking with their families. And I'm like, she's looking to throw up. Also, she's like, fucking giant puddle of yogurt and like pudding, just it's like a bucket of it, just fucking slam, it just all over the fucking floor of the and it's right in front of the it's right in front of one of these nice offices on believe it or not, in the NoHo area. There's some nice areas of offices out in the front with the beautiful glass buildings, and literally just a big pile. It was like somebody took a white, just plain white yogurt and just emptied like a gallon of it and just went like this, hey, splat all over it. Dog's trying to get at it and eat it, trying to pull the dog away. She's like, I just want to go back upstairs. I'm like, you fucking just puked all over the fucking place. She's like, I know. I go, no, seriously, you fucking just did, and there's vomit everywhere. She's like, oh my God. And we're just marveling at how much puke. She's like, I haven't puked in public since I was like 21. I go, you act like you're 50. I go, it was only 3 years ago, dummy. She's like, yeah, but Jesus, that was a lot. I said, yeah, it wasn't a lot. So we go back up to the apartment. So basically, Saturday was taking her to get her fucking teeth pulled out, and then sitting on the couch and watching a round robin of the television show Veep, and because the premiere was yesterday on HBO, and so they played marathons for people to get kind of caught up, and we had already seen it, so we watched that. She fell asleep, and I literally just sat there with her sprawled out on the couch with her feet on me, and I watched Veep. And I think at one point I might have even dozed off for like a half hour, and then I woke up and I was like, am I still alive? Has this all been a fucking dream? Where am I? I said, oh, I'm still alive in the life that I had before I fell asleep. Fuck. God damn it. Okay. I'm like, fuck. All right, here I am. I'm here. So it's not lost. I didn't wake up on a fucking desert island with the passengers from Malaysia 777. Nope, not me. I'm fucking sitting here in an apartment, and it's hot out, and that's it. There's my life. So that steamrolled into the night, and then went to sleep. And yesterday, Katie was feeling a little better, but we stayed around the house because there's really nowhere we could go because she can't chew on anything. Literally, she can't chew on it like this. And it looks like someone punched her in her fucking face. So she's got one side of her fake jaw line is fine, the other side is swollen like a chipmunk. So she can't chew on anything. She can't fucking really conversate because her fucking mouth hurts when she's talking. So ultimately, we just sat there. But the fun and excitement came in because yesterday was WrestleMania 30. And we watched WrestleMania 30, which I have to tell you all, if anybody cares, it's pretty fucking awesome. I gotta tell you, it was pretty fucking awesome. And it was funny because Patrick, our trusty show contributor, sent me a whole bunch of clips today of fans' reactions. Because, yes, The Undertaker lost. The Undertaker, who has never lost a WrestleMania in 22 WrestleMania. So that would be 22 or 21. 22, actually, I think it is. It's 22. 22 years, in theory, because WrestleMania is every year. And The Undertaker had never lost. They called it the streak. And it was a big deal. Okay? It was, believe it or not, it was a big deal in the in the wrestling world, in the gimmick of professional wrestling. It was a big deal. So it was almost a foregone conclusion that The Undertaker was going to win because, let's see, I'm trying to explain how to explain this to y'all. Because in wrestling, when you're a star and you're legendary, like The Undertaker, okay, and you made your business as being the one of the greatest characters that's ever been in wrestling for, 22 years and 23 years or however long Undertaker Mark Callis has been around. The concept of him losing to somebody that's already over. Brock Lesnar's already over. Brock Lesnar was a UFC guy who's won the UFC title before. And when I say over, you already know him. He's already famous. He already gets paid lots of money. So beating The Undertaker in a match of magnitude of being the guy that officially is the one that says, I beat this 22-year streak, would be a big deal. And the concept of them having The Undertaker lose to Brock Lesnar was something that a lot of people, including me, didn't think they would do, because it wouldn't help get Brock Lesnar over. It wouldn't make him any more popular, because he was already popular. He was already the UFC guy that's been wrestling, and he's done a lot of things. So normally you would reserve that giving somebody a win to a wrestler that needs to get over, somebody that you're trying to establish as a new character, somebody that you want people to go, oh my God, this guy's for real. He beat The Undertaker, he beat the Streak, blah, blah, blah. So ultimately, when The Undertaker lost, it was huge. And Patrick sent me reactions to people's faces. And everyone in the crowd literally, as Patrick would say, looked like they had just heard JFK got assassinated. Seriously. And I was one of those people. When Undertaker got pinned, I literally was like, what? I like that fucking commercial. What? And it went to all these reactions of fans in the crowd, to the point where people even were chanting bullshit. I mean, it was something that people were taken off guard, which, guess what, is exactly what Vince McMahon and the WWE wanted to do, because nobody expected it, and in turn, it made a moment that everybody in the mainstream world actually talked about, because in the mainstream world, it was something that people heard and knew about. So they did their job. Wrestling, which is fake and scripted, and everybody knows it and talks about it, and some people make fun of it, and blah, blah, blah. Well, guess what? They did exactly what they wanted to do, which was still actually shock fans who've been fans forever, who go, oh, this is what's going to happen, and that's what's going to happen. And this was one of those matches and one of those moments where people went, I didn't see that coming. Wow. So this was one of those instances. And you got to take your hats off to Undertaker, to Mark Callis, for doing the job. I mean, he did the job. He lost, and he had no problem with it. And when he lost, man, he sold that thing in the ring. He acted like he fucking got murdered. I mean, must have took him 10 minutes to get out of the ring. He fucking took forever to get out of that ring. So ultimately what it sets up is what they basically said was Brock Lesnar is so bad that not only did he pin Undertaker, but he beat him so bad that it took The Undertaker 10, 15 minutes just to get out of the ring, which kind of resets everything to see if they're going to now run him for the title, because they put the title on this guy, Daniel Bryan, which is every year, look, I'm giving the whole wrestling breakdown. What the fuck? every year or so you have a wrestler like this Daniel Bryan, somebody that doesn't look like a wrestler and has a gimmick. This guy's gimmick is the yes movement. So the crowd chants, yes, 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 like yes we can. Yes, we can beat all the big bad wrestlers that are bigger than us and stronger than us. So they actually put the title on him last night, and he beat Batista and Randy Orton, and it was a big deal, and yada, yada, yada. It's what they would call the feel-good WrestleMania moment, and it's the transitional champion moment while they restart. WrestleMania is generally the reboot of the storylines. It was funny because Katie goes, so now how long will everybody be off? I go, what do you mean? And she goes, well, how long will they be off? I go, they not. I go, tomorrow will be Monday Night Raw in a new arena, in a new city. Continue. She goes, you mean they don't have a down period because of the wrestle? I go, no. I go, wrestling is an everyday soap opera. Every single week they progress storylines. They don't take off. They don't do a 16-week hiatus. That's not what they do. They now will reboot from WrestleMania. So WrestleMania 30 was the reboot time, and now all the angles and storylines all get cast away, and now new ones start. I go, there's this guy Sting who's never came to the WWE before that. They say is on his way to the WWE, signed a deal. So Sting is going to wind up showing up in the WWE very soon. You've got things that ultimately will now start building for next year's WrestleMania and next month's pay-per-view. I go, wrestling is constant. She was like, wow, I didn't know that. So, one of the, it's what it is. So, Daniel Bryan won the title, and let's see what else. Try to think of what else was the what's his name? Fuck. What's the kid's name? Fuck. The guy. What's the fucking John Cena. John Cena won, and he beat the Wyatts, Bray Wyatt. It's pretty. He's like a Satan character, kind of. And Cena beat him, good versus evil, blah, blah, blah. Basically, the best moments were the Undertaker and Brock Lesnar match, and then, of course, the intro of WrestleMania had arguably the three greatest wrestlers, entertainers of all time. And it started with Hulk Hogan coming to the ring, and he cut a little promo, and it was funny because he actually misspoke and said where they were, and it was not where they were. He called it the Silver Dome, and it was funny, and the fans corrected him on it. And then as he was talking, the music kicked on for Stone Cold Steve Austin. And then Stone Cold Steve Austin came out and kind of busted Hogan's balls about saying the wrong place of where they were. But he cut a promo and said his catchphrases and stood up in each corner and did his gimmick. And them two started talking. And then when you figured it couldn't get any cooler than that, The Rock's music hit, and The Rock came out, and the place fucking went nuts. And The Rock came out and cut a promo, and he busted Hogan's balls about saying where they were and calling it the wrong name. And he did some promos, and then they threw Budweiser's in the ring, and Hogan and The Rock and Austin opened beers and drank fucking beers and saluted the crowd, because that was Austin's gimmick, was drinking Budweiser's with the crowd and shit like that. And that's how the intro of the show ended. So that was the two highlights, and for me, it was pretty badass. And I haven't watched the WrestleMania since we sold XPW, and I kind of got out of the whole wrestling thing. So it was my first WrestleMania back, and it was fucking great. So my hat's off to WWE for having a phenomenal WrestleMania. It was fucking amazing, and it was great. Again, a couple of Daniel Bryan, for winning the title, he had to first beat Triple H in the first match to advance to the triple threat match, which he did. So that, again, to me, the Daniel Bryan winning and stuff was nothing that I didn't see. Of course, I knew he was going to win. Like I said, the big surprise was The Undertaker losing, that everybody went. And if you see the videos, literally, people, they went to shots of people in the crowd that were like, oh my God, it was like somebody killed their fucking mom or dad. I mean, it was fucking hilarious. But I admit I was one of them. So, when they can shock even the hardcorest of wrestling fans, that means they did their job. So, that was WrestleMania. There's my recap of exactly what happened. If you missed it, maybe they have a fucking replay. I don't know. If you missed it, go get the WWE Network. And it's $9.95 a month. Go buy the fucking thing, and you can watch replays of WrestleMania 30 all probably for the next fucking year, because they have all the other WrestleManias on there. So go do that. So that was it. Then after it was over, Veep came on HBO, which was awesome. The new season of Veep. After that was over, Katie Summers felt like she was up for walking around, and we went and walked around the neighborhood for about 10 or 15 minutes. We went to Starbucks, bought a little ice-chilled Frappuccino for her face. Came back to the house. She had her little Frappuccino, and at the end of it, went to bed, and that's that. There you go. There's my fucking weekend. Uneventful, except for watching WrestleMania and taking Katie Summers to get her fucking teeth pulled. So where does that lead us today? Don't know if Katie Summers will be giving us the news that she can use, because it hurts for her to have sustained conversation, number one. Number two, her cheek is swollen, and she sounds not 100% normal. There you go. So I don't know. When I left her abode this morning, I told her to just lay there. I said, don't get up yet. Lay there until 1 o'clock, see how you feel. If you don't feel good, don't worry about working today. Don't worry about doing the show. Don't worry about any of your other stuff. Let it heal some more. Let it take more of the antibiotics and the ibuprofens, and at least try to get the swelling down so it doesn't look very chipmunky anymore. But don't stress out about it. So we'll probably get the word come 1:30ish if we're going to have the news that we can use. So there you go, guys. There was my weekend. What do you think of that? Was that uneventful enough for you? Was that uneventful enough for you? I think so. It was pretty uneventful. Pretty uneventful except for WrestleMania and pulling Katie's teeth out. You know, it's so funny. When I was at the dentist's office with her, we're literally sitting in this office, and she's in the back, and they're ripping out her fucking teeth. And it was about, I think it was about an hour process. It actually went short. They told me that it would be an hour and a half. So they would hit me up 10 minutes before they were done. Well, I wound up getting a call from Katie saying, "Hey, I'm done." And I was like, wow, that was fast. It was only about an hour. So when I got there, they were redoing the gauze in her mouth. So I was waiting. And I swear to God, it's got to be the most bizarrest thing, because I'm in the waiting room, and there's probably 3 other people in the waiting room, in the little reception area. And there's like 3 other people in the area, and they have music playing. And the fucking music they have playing has got to be the most depressing, horrific, sad shit you'll ever hear. And it's in a dentist's office where you're getting ready to get your fucking teeth ripped out, or you're getting ready to get your teeth drilled. Basically, nobody likes to go to the fucking dentist. I mean, I don't really know too many people that enjoy it. I never really gave a fuck about it as far as having to get work done, but I found more people being disturbed about having to go to the dentist than I have people having to go to the doctor for a checkup or anything like that. Dentist seems to really bother people. So here I am sitting in the office, and the fucking song, I'm just sitting there, and I'm now first I'm listening to the Pink song about give me a reason. The one where she's if you've seen the Grammys, she was on the ropes, and she's spinning around like she does in the song "Give Me a Reason to Love" or "Give Me a Reason to Come Back." It's a thing about the give the person the reason. The thing, it's, you know what the fucking song I'm talking about. So you know, you're just sitting there and you're like, oh Jesus, okay. And you can just see people in the waiting room with that uncomfortable, like, ah, fuck, like, you know, what a song. Then that ends, and you hear all of a sudden this familiar song come on, and at this point I'm like, get the fuck out of here. Literally, it's the Bette Midler Beaches song. You know, the movie Beaches, where the fucking the daughter or the girl, the 2 friends, and the friend comes and takes care of her dying friend, and the dying friend dies, and then she has to take care of the fucking kids. It's all fucking Beaches. What's that? Whatever that fucking song is. The Wind Beneath My Wing. You are the wind beneath my... And I'm just sitting there, and so it's going from give me a reason to now wind beneath my wing. And now I can just, and I'm like this. And I'm going, really? And I can see other people in the waiting room kind of laughing like they get it too. So Katie walks out, and I go, listen. And she's like, and I go, I got to tell you, and with all these people listening, this is the most depressing lobby and music I've ever fucking heard. And these people start laughing, and the lady behind the counter even started laughing. I go, this is a dentist's office, and they're playing songs about death and missing love. I go, what the fuck is this? I go, let's go. And it was like this whole collective laughter in the dentist's office. I go, this is some depressing shit here. And I go, and you got no teeth left in your mouth, and you're in pain. And he's like, laughing. And then we leave. And that was for about 10 minutes. I just kept harping on the fact that the dentist's office was just playing nothing but soft love tunes while people were there to get their fucking teeth ripped out. And I'm thinking, like, why aren't they playing like fucking Metallica? Why aren't they playing like fucking AC/DC, Highway to Hell? Play something where you're just like, you're like, yeah, man. Fucking rip these fucking teeth out, bitch. Yeah. What do you got, a fucking needle? Shove that shit in my fucking mouth, man. But God, don't play a fucking love and fucking my kid, I'm dying, take care of my fucking kids. Well, the doctor's like, this won't hurt a bit. Oh shit, doc. You wake up, your pants are undone, you got fucking dry jizz on your fucking lapel, and you're like, doc, what happened? Nothing, don't worry. And and you're hearing, you are the wind beneath my wing. It's like, fuck. Did I just get raped? So, that was a crazy waiting room. Man. I was waiting for fucking Kelly Clarkson to come on after that. Breakaway. And break away. Jesus. Fuck. I probably did, but we left before the end of Wind Beneath My Wings school was over. It was like, let's get out of here. Jesus Christ. I'm gonna fucking stab myself in my eye, for Christ's sakes. It's horrible. But there you go. That was that was it. Katie Summers just notified me to say, I'm taking boss out now, getting in the shower. I'm going to lay out in the sun for a bit. I look like I have a fat person's face. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, I think that might mean that Katie Summers is possibly going to be joining us at the 2 o'clock hour for the news that we can use from the girl with the fat face. So we'll see how that works out. So there you go. She's the wind beneath my wing. What's up with that, man? Seriously, what's up with that? You are the wind beneath my wing. So that was the weekend. What do you guys think? I don't really have anything other than that for the weekend. That was the fun and excitement. Nothing more and nothing less. Possibly, if I'm missing something, Katie Summers could be informing. She could be informing us if I am missing anything. If not, she'll say, no, you basically got it covered. So that's that. All right, we're going to take a break, and when we come back, I just got to take a pee-pee, and it won't be a long break. When we come back, I got something entertaining, because we've been talking about the Southster. That's what we call them. Keeping up with the Souths. That's what his website is. Keeping up with the Souths. And I didn't get to a couple things that have actually snuck by us. Seriously, it kind of snuck by us. And I want to get to one of the things that kind of snuck by us, because I find it incredibly fascinating that it snuck by us and that nobody really talked about it, nobody really noticed it, and it's kind of bizarre that nobody did, but hey, it is what it is, and we'll get to it when we come back. But until then, if you log on to adultfyi.com, yes, adultfyi.com, you can read the newest story that is up on the website about Mike South and his crew of retards, which we only refer to as lurking retard. And the fact that Mike South and his band of retards, they are what we refer to as getting sterned. Yes, they got sterned because, ladies and gentlemen, if you go to the MikeSouth.com website, you actually will see, starting from last Wednesday, his site has become obsessed with us. And it kind of throws the whole Mike South concept when, about a month ago, he wrote an article on a Sunday where he basically called me the same bullshit names that he always does, and then said, "All right, asshole, I gave you your 5 minutes of fame on my website, and now I'm done with you." And from that point forward, he has now devoted day after day after day into writing about me. And if you go to Mike South's site, he's tried to actually post some innocuous things to steer away from the fact that he actually has people that write on his site that went off the deep end, and I got them so flustered that they just sat there and just started writing about me, where they just started doing full-on blog posts about me, not message board comments, but literally posts where I was the top post. Literally, where I was the top post. And it's his contributing authors, Lacey Blake and Lurking Reader. And both these people would sit there and write posts about me, to the point where one of his people, this Lurking Reader, wrote posts to where they put up pictures, they put up screen grabs of the emails that they were sending me, and I was sending them back. But if you go to his site now, the links don't work. So now the links of the posts don't work. So, and they did work. So basically, what happened was Mikey, we figured, must have been out. God, he must have been out jerking off somewhere, playing with some fucking playing with some people in you know, in Georgia, you know, looking for some fucking inbred pussy, something. We're not real sure what, but what happened was his people just started fucking writing posts, big, huge posts about me, but now the links don't work. So the links don't work to what they posted. So basically, Mike all of a sudden woke up and went, oh my God, look how much they're talking about Rob Black. This is making me look really bad. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Oh my God, what am I going to do? So they disabled the links that they had up. So when you look at it, it says Lurking Reader puts Kazoo in his place. You read it, and then this lunatic puts out all the emails that they corresponded, and you hear this person talk, which I mean, it's literally a lunatic, and all of the links don't work, which is even funnier because they did work, which means somebody disabled them. So that means Mike, South, and Lurking Reader, or whoever the Lurking Retard is, disabled the posts because they didn't want you guys to see how cuckoo this fucking person is, because they're fucking nuts. They start talking about Free Speech Coalition, East, West, North, South. They start coming up with names like Poppy and the Old Geezer. And, I mean, it just shows you that these are the people that Mike South talk about his website being so important and how it gets 10 times the traffic that our site does. And it's like, really, dude? Really? Okay, so you get 1.4 million viewers a month? I mean, the guy's just out of his fucking mind. So go over to Adult FYI and enjoy this read. Because, again, it dissects exactly the concept of Mike South and the people that post on his board and the people that Mike South lets post on his board. And it's hilarious. I mean, literally, when they start talking about Poppy and fucking the Old Geezer, I mean, it's really weird, man. It's really weird. Poppy, Poppy came over, and Poppy is, what? What are you talking about? I mean, seriously. So, go take a look, and it's funny. And then take a look at the Mike South site and see how all the links are taken down. They're all taken down. They're all taken down. So, so you see this rambling lunatic on Mike South where they got all these numbers of where the emails were posted, but you click on them and they don't work. So and if you look through the message boards, you'll see where Lurking Retard goes, oh, I messed up. I have to fix these links. But they've never been fixed, which means Mike South said, fuck you, asshole. I ain't fixing these links. You made my site look stupid, and you made me look stupid. And on top of that, I couldn't figure out for the life of me if Mike South has everybody else on moderation, so certain people when they post, he has to look at the post before he'll post them to make sure they're not fucking crazy fringy posts. But he doesn't moderate. He doesn't moderate what his contributing authors write. It's kind of weird. Just kind of makes you wonder exactly who Lurking Reader and Lacey Blake are. It's very weird, my friends. Very weird. Anyways, take a look at the story. It's pretty funny. And you guys can take a look at how Mike South is still trying to subterfuge all of the things that he won't talk about, to the point where he somehow is even talking about me in the same vein of the disease that is in our business is somehow from 10 years ago when we shot scenes. Go figure this. This guy who shoots people without fucking HIV tests that are DNA. He shoots people without fucking syphilis tests. He shoots people without gonorrhea tests. This guy shoots people that are untested. Okay? Lindsay Lovehands. Go take a look at the scenes Lindsay Lovehands shot. I guarantee you all the guys that she's eaten cum from, guarantee you none of them have the full battery of tests. And Mike South is talking shit on me. The guy is really a delusional fuck, man. He really is. He really is. And people just have no problem. They have no problem dealing with him. They just have no problem with the things that he says. It's just weird, man. It's just fucking weird. It's completely weird. And the fact that they are completely fine with it is completely bizarre. But hey, it is what it is. So take a look on Adult FYI, and you will be extremely amused. So we'll be back in a couple of minutes so I can go pee, and we're going to talk about the wonderful and ever charming Vivid Entertainment. Seriously, we're going to talk about Vivid Entertainment and something that kind of went under the radar, and the fact that nobody brought it up, nobody talked about it, and it's pretty it's pretty telling, I think. But hey, who am I? I'm just a fucking big jerk off over here. Anyways, we'll be back. It's the Rob Black Show, and here we go. And here's a little old school fucking bit for you guys, and it's the time we were talking about fucking BBWs, fucking book buffets, everything. So go listen. We'll be back. Rob Black here. We outside. It's 12:03 p.m. Welcome to the program. Welcome to this beautiful afternoon, wherever you are. I don't know where the fuck you are, but here in Los Angeles, it is literally gorgeous out. Literally. And I'm not saying literally in a unnice way. I'm saying literally in a beautiful, fucking nice. God, all of the things that you would expect from wherever the fuck we are. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Yes, here. And I gotta adjust everything. But, ladies and gentlemen, it's the Rob Black Show. We are live, as always, and it's great to be here. I feel good today, man. Last night was, those of you who aren't part of the late night show, and more importantly, all my fans, we're back on the RobBlackShowLive.com, but it's really the RobBlackShow.com, the RobBlackShow.com, www.theroblackshow.com. And as you see, the window player's back up, we're jamming, and what happened again yesterday, I gotta explain to everybody, well, I didn't really explain, but I'll try to elaborate. What happens is I have to, on the Rob Black Show site, I have to adjust the player window in the big main page, and that is a code. And I have to go into the little program to make fucking the website thingy, whatever the hell it is. And I have to click on it and drag code from it to cast, and it's like a whole process that is like a 20-minute thing to reconfigure. So over the weekends, what I normally do is I'll put a video in there instead of the live feed. That way people can enjoy, the videos in the big player window. It's not just a waste because it's just advertising for a show that doesn't air until Monday. So what we normally do is put a cool video in. So we had the Puff Diddy video of him and Machine Gun Kelly and that whole bit that we did. So that was in there. And then yesterday, during the midst of all the things that were going on, I never configured it out of what it was. So it just had the blank video on. Well, not blank, it had the video blank. So all the people that went to the site to watch the show were like, he's not on today. Turn it off. And so all the viewers, I lost like 100 viewers. It was very hurtful. I looked at my stats, I was like, what did I miss my people? So that's where I missed my people. Which is kind of a telling sign, so to speak, of not getting a certain amount of people from adultfyi.com, meaning there's people that go to the RobBlackShow.com to watch the show who really don't go to adultfyi.com. It's almost like a non-consistent factor for them. So that was kind of like, So it's all fixed now, and the RobBlackShow.com is beaming out this feed. So we're all good now. We're cool. We are cool. So it's good. Last night started my first working out regimen. I adhered to the schedule. Those of you who were not part of the night show, I explained that I would be leaving the office by midnight, or I should say, getting to the gym at midnight to start my workout at 12:30. Well, I left at about 12:05. I got to the apartment at like 12:15. Put on my little gym shoes here and pants, and hit the gym at 12:30. I did a little push-up. I did a little pull-up. I did some sit-ups. Went on the those like Nautilus things where I'm like climbing up the hill and you fucking grab your hands on the two dick-like features and you grip them and it monitors your heart rate. I did that. And then what was happening, I then did some weight work for my, did that. And then I ended it with a nice brisk 5-mile-an-hour light jog run / thing. And that was nice. And then it ended. So it was about an hour workout. Very gratifying. It was very soothing, I have to say the least. And that went over really good. I'm not as sore today as I thought I would be. I thought I would just be, but no, it didn't. It was very, very non-painful. I'm a little sore, but not the first time you work out after X amount of years and you do your thing and you get up in the morning and you're like, I can't move. But here is something that bothered me. I did not have a really good, per se, sleep. I woke up twice to piss. Once to turn off the television, and then piss. Another time to piss. And then I woke up at about 8:30, kind of just like, it's too early to get up. Hey, we're back, ladies and gentlemen. It's the Rob Black Show. So, here's something that was got put under the radar. And I'm not really sure how it got put under the radar, except that it got put under the radar. Nobody noticed it, so we'll talk about it and flush it out here. So here's something that was in AVN, and maybe you guys could help me with the time frame, or maybe not. I don't know. This was posted on the 4th, so I think it was Friday, either Thursday or Friday. And it was in AVN as a top story. So let me read this to you. Hollywood, it's called "A Porn Biz Drops Its Drawers for Joan and Melissa Season Opener." And it says Hollywood and the other Hollywood met up for a little nookie last Saturday in the season opener of Joan and Melissa, the Joan Knows Best show that's going on its 4th year. The opener's title was The Sex Tape, with the main plot revolving around one of the Rivers women strongly considering making a sex tape and putting it on the market. Spoiler alert, it isn't Melissa. That's right. The comedian who's made an entire generation of Beverly Hills plastic surgeons rich convinces herself, following a guest appearance on Kris Jenner's talk show, that according to the show's page on WeTV.com, in order to build a Kardashian-sized empire, she must make a sex tape. Melissa, who is informed of this idea by her boyfriend, Vivid honcho Steve Hirsch, who calls her the second a determined Joan Rivers leaves his room after asking to meet him at his offices in the Vivid building to discuss how many millions she could make from her sex tape. He's mortified and tries to talk. The fucking girl's mortified and tries to talk her mother out of the idea. But Joan is hell-bent undetermined by the stash of porn DVDs given her by Hirsch, or the visit he sets up for her to visit a porn set, both of which Hirsch assumes a panicked Melissa will surely dissuade her mom, not even close. The next porn stop for the elder Rivers is a casting call to find her scene partner. Only in this one, they are brought into a room and lined up like criminals, while Rivers and her two friends sit behind a one-way mirror and give the men directions via a microphone. The men are all known and experienced porn studs, including Mr. Pete, Tommy Pistol, Michael Vegas, James Bartolet, Alan Stafford, and Mr. Marcus. After briefly explaining who they are and what their individual sexual experience specialties are, the men are told to disrobe and speak a few lines from sides provided them. The session ends miserably. However, when they are asked if they are open to performing with an older woman, as the age creeps from 60 to 70 and a few men bow out and start getting dressed at 80, everyone gives a thumbs down, and soon the room is empty, leaving Rivers a little put out but still enlightened. I saw more junk in that room than you see in a whole season of Hoarders, she joked. As far as what happens in the end, well, let's just put it this way. Joan and Ray J are both fulfilled. Kylie Ireland also makes an appearance in the episode, as do Ash Hollywood, Cody Skye, and Kenny, directing the poolside scene for Vivid. The sex tape can be seen on YouTube here. And then, ladies and gentlemen, there's a link for the clip, and if you click on it, you'll see it. It's on YouTube. It's got 2,375 views, which doesn't really seem to be a lot of views for somebody that is incredibly famous, like Joan Rivers or her daughter. That it's kind of weird, but hey, you know, I guess I guess who am I to say, you know? But again, I find it incredibly kind of like, oh wow, you know, for very famous people, an extremely popular talk show, and a popular comedian, 2,375 views. It sure doesn't seem like a lot. But hey, who am I? Again, I'm just a big jack-off. Anyways, what I seem to be overwhelmed about, tell me if you guys feel the same way, is the fact that a man by the name of Mr. Marcus was in this video, was part of this skit. Now my question is, now we could sit here and make jokes all day and say, so were they going to give Joan syphilis? Was that part of the skit? They each one, when they said their specialty was Mr. Pete and Tommy Pist, were they all giving their specialty, and then Mr. Marcus goes, oh yes, and I give you syphilis. That's what I do. I am Mr. Syphilis. How you doing? See these lesions on my dick? Yes, those are syphilis. Would you like to suck on my syphilis? Now we can make jokes like that. That would be entertaining, to say the least. Or we could sit here and try to figure out at what point was this production shot, and somebody explain to us how is it that Mr. Marcus is somehow back in the porn industry. Because I'll tell you this, when you want to talk about blacklisting people, and you want to talk about doing things to piss off the industry and people aren't going to hire you, if you can go and give 10, 20 people syphilis in the adult business and basically bring a national and international media and press to the entire adult business where they are talking about this actor and the fact that he lied on his tests and that he infected people with syphilis. If this person is allowed to work in the adult business and they're allowed to come back and make money, then there is no such thing as blacklisting. There is no such thing as being banned, okay? And I'm hearing through the grapevine that Mr. Marcus actually shoots scenes. Mr. Marcus is actually working again. He's working again. And when I heard that about a month ago, I said, that's impossible. But when this Joan Rivers video popped up, it's 100% possible because the time frame of when this happened was after the Mr. Marcus syphilis. Now, if it's not, somebody please tell me. But we've been on the air for a year now. And I know for a fact that Mr. Marcus and the syphilis scandal happened over a year ago. I know it happened over a year ago. So, my question is, was this Joan Rivers video, okay, was this Joan Rivers video, Joan and Melissa, Joan Knows Best, Season 4, Episode 1, is this video over a year old? I don't think so. Seriously, am I to believe that the video of Joan and Melissa Knows Best, Season 4, Episode 1, so this is the first episode of Season 4, so this is their new season, was this done over a year ago? Seriously, let's talk again. Was this done over a year ago? That's the question. Is somebody going to say? Is somebody going to say that this was done pre-syphilis? I don't think so. I mean, Melissa and Joan Rivers did this episode over a year ago. Come on, I don't believe that. Matter of fact, let's do this. Oh, God. Doing this is like, oh, yeah, here we go. You know, it's like you gotta fucking... So, I'm gonna do Mr. Marcus. I'm gonna try to find out exactly. Marcus So let's do this. I'm looking at an interview that is, here it is. This is posted on August 23rd, 2012. Okay? And it was in the HuffPost, Los Angeles. Okay? And it says, porn actor Mr. Marcus has come out and identified himself as the performer responsible for the current syphilis outbreak that has shut down production in the San Fernando Valley. He believes he contracted the STD on set, but admits that he altered his syphilis positive test so that he could keep performing. His altered test was what started the scare and initiated industry self-imposed 10-day moratorium while actors are tested and treated for syphilis. I tried to cover it up because I said it was like the scarlet letter. It's the word. Syphilis. Whoa, Marcus said to X-Biz. Mr. Marcus, syphilis. Mr. Marcus, the one I work with, the one that everybody works with, the one that's been in this industry forever. In an emotional interview that brought the 18-year veteran actor to tears, Marcus said that he only altered the test because his doctor told him he would not be contagious. 10 days after taking a shot of penicillin. I have to live with this. No one else does. He said, I'm very sorry. I didn't think this would come out like this. The porn actor is diagnosed with syphilis on July 12th, received a penicillin shot on July 13th, and returned to work 11 days later on July 24th. AVN reports. However, he still had the STD. Perhaps most disturbing, the producer of the shoot didn't ask for a paper or digital copy of Marcus's STD test, and said the actor showed a copy of the test on his cell phone so that the syphilis portion was invisible. For a subsequent porn shoot, Marcus said he folded his test covering the syphilis portion and photocopied it. However, a producer noticed this time that the numbers were missing and called Marcus out on it. As many as 9 syphilis cases have been identified among porn performers and more are expected, according to the Associated Press. Marcus said that 3 women he performed with after his diagnosis have all tested negative for syphilis. The porn man moratorium comes days after the California Department of Public Health released a report finding that syphilis cases in the Golden State had jumped by 18% from 10 to 2011. Men had vastly higher thing. Los Angeles County police approved a ballot issue that last voter decided that porn actors should be required to wear condoms and sex scenes. So, once again, ladies and gentlemen, I'm looking at the dates, okay, and this is in 2012. So this is very much after the Mr. Marcus syphilis, okay. This is very much after the Mr. Marcus syphilis. So, does anybody have an explanation on why Mr. Marcus is back performing in the adult business? And it's obvious that I guess Marcy Hirsch must have really loved Mr. Marcus's big black syphilis cock pumping up her asshole, because who else over at Vivid loves that black cock full of syphilis so much that they would bring him back into the fold of shooting, performing, and putting him in skits along with Joan Rivers and Melissa Rivers. And it's obvious that the other actors in our business really don't give a shit about anything except, I don't know, a fucking $5 fucking paycheck, $100, whatever it is, because apparently Mr. Pete didn't give a fuck about being in a production with Marcus. Either did Tommy Pistol. Either did Michael Vegas. Either did James Bartolet. Even then Alan Stafford. I mean, none of these people gave a shit that they were standing alongside and performing with somebody that fakes their fucking tests. Cool. Okay. So, again, I will go back to the question, which is, how much cock did Marcus used to give Marcy? Or is Steven, maybe Steven's a little funny. Maybe Steven in his private life likes big black cock up his ass. Well, it's not really big. Average size black cock with syphilis all over it. I'm not saying that that happened, but I'm just saying maybe it did. I got to figure out, there has to be a connection that involves Mr. Marcus and Vivid, and who is fucking who. Because let's face it, there's people in this business that have been ostracized that never get AIDS. I mean, look at fucking Mark Wallace. Again, you know, Mark Wallace, I'll tell you, Mark Wallace is turning out to become very appetizing to come back in this business. The fact that he's got HIV/AIDS shouldn't make a fucking difference, considering everybody now performs with HIV/AIDS. It's not a big deal to have HIV/AIDS and to perform. And you know he's been on medicine like Stagliano, so his viral load is practically non-existent. And if John Stagliano can perform, then why can't Mark Wallace perform? That's number one. Number two, Mr. Marcus faked his test. No different than Mark Wallace faked his test. Mr. Marcus infected people with syphilis because he faked his test. Mark Wallace infected people with HIV/AIDS because he faked his test. Mr. Marcus is now performing in scenes and in comedy sketches with Melissa Rivers and Joan Rivers, and Mark Wallace has been ostracized to Las Vegas, to God knows what he's doing there. So, why is Mr. Marcus different than Mark Wallace? Can anybody explain that to me? Can anybody explain that to me? I just laid out the exact same instances where both men have done the exact same thing. We could do this again. Mr. Marcus had syphilis. Mark Wallace had HIV/AIDS. Mr. Marcus faked his test. Mark Wallace faked his test. Mr. Marcus performed with talent and infected them with syphilis because of his fake test. That's a fact. There's no denying that. I have Dr. Notes, Dr. Mayow, pass, Free Speech Coalition that states there's talent that had to get treated for syphilis. That didn't come out of the blue, that came from Marcus, okay? So, Mr. Marcus infected talent with syphilis from a fake test. Mark Wallace infected talent with HIV/AIDS from a fake test. Mark Wallace is ostracized, and Mr. Marcus is working for Vivid. Okay, why? Again, when I connect the dots, and I go dot connect 1, dot connect 2, dot connect 3, dot connect 4, and then it leads to a conclusion. Now, if that conclusion you don't like because I wrap it up in some nasty shit, meaning who's Marcus fucking? Who's sucking on his dick over there? Now, if you dismissed all of my dot connecting because I end it with who's he sucking dick on, or who's sucking on his dick, that's fine. But you answer the question, what is it about him that enables a company like Vivid to then let him back in the fold if there is nothing more than just he's a cool dude? Isn't Mark Wallace a cool dude? Well, I mean, Wallace was in the business far longer than Marcus. Wallace was respected far more than Marcus was. So after you connect the dots, wouldn't you sit there and have to rule out all these things as to why Mr. Marcus is let back in the club, but Wallace isn't? And if you're going to tell me, well, AIDS is worse than syphilis, no, it's not. How do you figure? They're both, as I'm hearing, manageable diseases. That's what they are, manageable diseases. You have somebody like Michael Lucas on the gay side talking about all these medicines that people could take with HIV/AIDS that suppress your viral load and basically make you practically not contagious. People could get these shots that almost act as immunization from HIV/AIDS, so that the contraction and getting the disease is almost like nothing. And that's why Michael Lucas has a partner with AIDS, fucks his partner bareback, and has no problem with bareback HIV people fucking, and the fact that HIV is not a death sentence. It's nothing. It's a manageable disease. So, again, John Stagliano performs. He goes to Brazil, and you all know he has sex with women. And if that you don't connect the dots to, okay, Sheena Shaw. Sheena Shaw was John Stagliano's girlfriend, for Christ's sake. She even talked about it on her Twitter. She talked about doing things sexually in private with John Stagliano. So one would have to imagine that they had sex. So John Stagliano is able to have sex and perform with HIV/AIDS. Then again, HIV/AIDS is not a big deal. So that disease and the fact that Mark Wallace has it and the fact that he concealed it and spread it is no different than Mr. Marcus concealing syphilis and spreading it. So, after you connect the dots, who and what is Mr. Marcus's connection to Vivid that they bring him back in the fold? Now, if you don't like the fact that I say who's he fucking, who was he fucking, what does he have hanging over somebody's head at Vivid for them to have him back? If you don't like that, then you give me the fucking reason of why Marcus is brought back into the fold of Vivid. Just explain that to me, please, all of you. If the more sinister Rob Black, as some people would say, the liar Rob Black, Well, if that's the case, then you give me the fucking reason. Because everything I've said up to that is not a fucking lie. Marcus had syphilis. Marcus faked his test. Marcus infected people. Mark Wallace had HIV/AIDS. He faked his test. He infected people. You got the two same fucking instances. Why is Mark Wallace ran out of Dodge and Mr. Marcus is acting in scenes with Joan Rivers and Melissa Rivers and part of a Hollywood production that is obviously crafted by Steve Hirsch and Vivid? They obviously set up that entire shoot from going and seeing Ash Hollywood, Kylie Ireland. All these people were part of this production. It's obvious that it was done by Vivid. So again, if you don't like the dots I'm connecting because it leads to Marcus fucking somebody at Vivid, then fine. You tell me, what is it that Marcus has that Vivid is more than fine with bringing him back into the fold? Really? It's his personality? Really? So Marcus's personality is that good? Well, let's break down all of the things. If he ain't fucking somebody there, or they were fucked by him, or something in those wavelengths, then let's dissect what is it. Is it Marcus's big, huge black cock? No, because he doesn't have a big, huge black cock. There's probably 9 guys in the business that are black, and their cocks are probably 5 inches bigger. So it's not that commodity. Is it his awesome performing? No, because he performs really like shit. I mean, I could count on my hands how many times he's been in scenes for us where he came too quick. And if he did that for us, he's done that for other people. So it ain't his awesome performing skills. Is it his awesome body? No. Take a look at that video of him doing this video shoot with Vivid and them. He's standing there naked. He's fucking just a big kind of... he's got the body that's like one more cheeseburger and he'd be fucking fat. Seriously. Just this big, just this lumpy bulk. There's no definition. It's got kind of man tits. So it's not his fucking physique. Personality? What is he, Chris Rock? He's definitely not Chris Rock. He's not Martin Lawrence. He wears his hat down where you can barely see his eyes, and he mutters and mumbles. So it's not his fucking personality. It's not somebody that is going, hey, hi. He's not fucking Obama. Okay? So what is it? So we connected all the dots, and what we have left is now dissecting the person that Marcus is. And when you dissect the person that Marcus is, it basically puts him on par with a mope in the business. Yeah, 15 years ago, when there was hardly any black guys that didn't look like fucking Jack Baker, sure, Mr. Marcus was a commodity, but you didn't tell me that you would rather have Marcus over Lexington Steele? You'd rather have Marcus over Shawn Michaels? What are you, fucking nuts? What are you, high? Please. So, now that we've dissected the commodity of Mr. Marcus, can we now go back to where people would say I'm a liar and go, who is Marcus fucking at Vivid, or who was he fucking at Vivid, and what bodies does he know where they're buried that Steve Hirsch and Marcy Hirsch bring him back into the fold. Because they're not bringing fucking Mark Wallace back into the fold. They're not bringing Mark Wallace back into the fold. They haven't brought back into the fold anybody else that's ever come down with a sickness that basically knocked them out of the business. They never fucking brought anybody back. Matter of fact, John Doe hung himself basically alone. He was with Vivid. He started doing drugs. They fired him. He then came and worked for us to the point where he couldn't even work anymore because he was so fucked up on dope. And then he hung himself. So John Doe wasn't loved enough by Vivid for Vivid to try to help and get him cleaned up. So let's connect the dots again. What does Marcus have over Steve Hirsch and Marcy Hirsch? Or what type of bromance does he have with Steven? Or what type of romance does he have with Marcy Hirsch to the point where he is back in the fold? Because it's obvious that this Joan Rivers video was done well after Marcus and his syphilis game. Well after Mr. Marcus and syphilis game. If Marcus was August of 2012, we are April of 2014. So 100% that Joan Rivers made that season 4, episode 1 show in this past year, which means, once again, if you watch the video, everybody from Vivid was involved. From Ash Hollywood, who has a radio show on Vivid, Kylie Ireland, who does their set direction, to Stephen Hirsch sitting in his fucking office. All of these people are part of Vivid. And once again, you see Mr. Marcus there, which means they went out of their way and got Mr. Marcus. Now, if they're going to say, well, they wanted a black guy to be part of the lineup, what was wrong with Shawn Michaels? What was wrong with Lexington Steele? What was wrong with Prince? What was wrong with Wesley Pipes? What was, I mean, I'm giving you a list of black guys other than Mr. Marcus if all the requirement was we want a black guy. Hey, Vivid, we need 5 guys. One of them needs to be black. If that was their only requirement, there's about 5 other black guys that they could have chose that wasn't Mr. Marcus. So, once again, Vivid, once again, people that are listening, once again, Steve Hirsch, once again, all you people that say Rob Black is a liar, Rob Black makes stuff up. Okay. This new story that I'm making up, can you explain to me then what would be your theory as to why Mr. Marcus is back in the business via Vivid Entertainment? I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait since all of you claim that I'm lying. I'm full of shit. Nobody listens to me. Nobody reads our blogs. Nobody does anything. I get it. But humor me a minute. Pretend there's about 50 people let's just say there's 50 people listening to me right now. There's 50 people hearing what we're saying. Can you 50 people at least answer that question for me? Seriously, can you guys answer that? Since I'm a liar, since I'm a bullshitter, since I'm a fabricator, can any of you answer? What's the connection, and what does Mr. Marcus do for the people of Vivid that they bring him back into the fold after he has done something that really is unforgivable? Anybody? And if what Mr. Marcus did is not unforgivable, and that is something that can be done, and nobody cares, then really there are no rules in this business. There really is nothing you can say or do that would get you blacklisted, and it really doesn't matter if you fake your tests. It doesn't matter even if you have a fucking test. It doesn't matter if you give anybody disease. It doesn't matter what you do, because there are no repercussions for anybody's actions. If you could go and fake your tests, then what stops anybody else from doing it? Where is a deterrent that if somebody goes, well, I'm not going to get a new test, I'll just fucking use my old test and just fake it. Oh my God, you can't do that. Why can't I? Well, because you'll get in trouble. Who's going to fucking get me in trouble? Well, the industry. What? Same industry that's fine with Mr. Marcus? Do you guys kind of see my point? If you got a disease, and you got nice fucking disease pumping in your blood, in your sperm, and you go, oh shit, you know what? I better not work today because I'm contagious. Ah, fuck it. Mr. Marcus worked. He gave a whole bunch of people syphilis. Nobody got mad at him. Well, they did get mad at him for a couple months, but he's back. That cocksucker's doing TV shows with Joan Rivers. Fuck it. There's no repercussions. There's no consequences. Doesn't fucking matter. Doesn't fucking matter. This industry has shown that you can basically do whatever the fuck you want to do. Doesn't matter. And somebody like Vivid, who is supposed to be the leader, they're supposed to be the people that are the ones that set the tone and tell everybody this is what you're supposed to do, and because this is how we follow the rules. This is how we choose to set up policies, and in turn, because we are the biggest in this industry, we are the most influential, we are the biggest as far as money, wealth. We have the name that is the biggest. We have owner that is the biggest, is dating a celebrity. We are the voice of the industry. So that voice and that organization basically has said you don't have to follow the rules. You don't have to be health conscious. You don't have to do anything. Ultimately, you can go and spread disease. It doesn't matter because we'll accept it. You can fake your tests. It doesn't matter because ultimately we accept it. You ultimately can expose and infect 10, 20 people with a deadly disease, and it doesn't matter. We will accept it. That's pretty amazing, man. You know, that's pretty amazing from an industry that likes to claim to anybody that will listen in the media, or in politics, whether it's the state level or a federal level, that we are responsible, that we are safe, that we can govern ourselves. That it's pretty amazing that this industry can try to spout off these lies and try to pull the wool over all of these people's eyes. But ultimately, if I, who all of you claim to be a retard, I, who all of you claim to be a liar, I, who all of you claim to have no audience, whether it's listening or reading, I, who you all claim to be a non-factor, if I can see and read through the bullshit, and I actually sit there and go, what the fuck is going on? You don't think other people do? You don't think that when somebody sees this fucking episode or reads this article, you think I'm the only person that went, oh wow, Mr. Marcus is back? So you think I'm the only one? Seriously, you guys. You think I'm the only one? I'm the only person that went, holy shit, Mr. Marcus is back working, and he is not only working in porn, but he's working for Vivid, which is working with Joan Rivers and Melissa Rivers on a national TV show. Wow. That's pretty amazing. You think that what, I think it might be up to 11,000 now. If you go to my YouTube page, we have a bit where we talk about Mr. Marcus, and we talk about Lilith LaFay and Marcus and that whole case and everything that Marcus did. It's got like over 10,000 views. You think those 10,000 people had no idea what the fuck is what when they see this? When they look or hear about any of this? So when this becomes a bit, and it goes up and it says, Mr. Marcus back in porn through Vivid and Joan Rivers, you don't think the 10,000 people that listened to the first episode that we did about Marcus is going to listen to this again? You don't think they're going to fucking sit there and click on it and be like, he's back? Really? You don't think so? Or you think they'll all just, oh yeah, whatever, yeah, okay, yeah, I get whatever. Bullshit. These people are going to be just as disturbed, just as disgusted, and they're going to agree with me saying, Mr. Marcus must be fucking somebody, whether it's Marcy Hirsch or Stephen Hirsch. But he's got to be fucking somebody at the Vivid Entertainment building, or the Vivid Entertainment office, or the Vivid Entertainment brain trust. He's got to be fucking somebody that is associated with any of Vivid TV. He's fucking somebody that got him back in the adult business and putting him with Joan Rivers and Melissa Rivers. Who? Who? That's the question. Who? Because if you're going to tell me he's just a really cool dude, you're all full of fucking shit. Okay? If you're going to tell me he's just a big dick black guy, you're all full of shit, because there's a bunch of big dick black guys that are better than him, that are fucking 5-6 inches longer than him. I mean, there ain't nothing you can tell me that Marcus has going for him that's better than Shawn Michaels, that's better than Lexington Steele, That's better than Prince. That's better than Jesus Christ. I don't even know what else. I don't even know. Rico Strong. Seriously. And he's a pain in the ass. But tell me what black guy that I named Mr. Marcus is better. None. They all have better personalities than Marcus. They're all better shaped than Marcus. They're all better talkers than Marcus. And they all got bigger dicks than Marcus. And they all have not had a deadly disease that they faked their test with and spread it to talent. And I would think that's a big fucking plus in the sex business. So, if you can't figure any of that out, one would have to go back to, guess what? Mr. Marcus has a relationship with Marcy Hirsch or Stephen Hirsch. Because those are the two, or Bill Asher, who is Steve Hirsch's real brains behind the operation. So those three people have to have some relationship with Mr. Marcus in some way that is a lot more intimate than thinking he's just a big dick, good, great shape, awesome personality, disease-free, not lying black guy. And we all know none of that is true because you'd have to be fucking blind and fucking deaf to the world to agree with any of that. So one would only have to assume that we have to go back to what type of intimate relationship does Marcus have with those three people. Now, I'm getting reports that he was fucking Marcy Hirsch. One would have to assume that he was fucking Marcy Hirsch good. He continues to fuck Marcy Hirsch. Maybe she eats his, because remember, guys, she likes to eat ass. That's a fact. Mark Wallace used to brag that Marcy Hirsch ate the best ass. So again, it's not Rob Black making up lies. This is a fact. Okay? So, maybe the ass eating was something she loves, that black ass. I don't know. But there's definitely something between Marcus, Marcy Hirsch, Steve Hirsch, or Bill Asher. So when you trace and find his black cock in either Marcy's asshole or vagina, Steve Hirsch's asshole or mouth, or Bill Asher's asshole or mouth, you will find the answer as to why we are letting Mr. Marcus, who is no different than Mr. Wallace, back in the business and back in a big way. Okay? And when you're in a Joan Rivers season 1 or a season 4 episode 1 television show, you are back in a big fucking way, my friends. You are back in a big fucking way. And that is something that can't be denied. You can play games all you want and say Rob Black is full of shit. But again, let's face it. Dispute me when I laid out all the facts and then tell me I'm wrong. Okay? Dispute me. Dispute all of those facts and then tell me I'm wrong. I gave you nothing but facts and my assumption, what I came up with from these facts, is not something that I have to be known as 100% true. I'm only basing that off of the facts that are true. You guys kind of get how that works? That's how a court of law works. A court of law lays out facts. Okay, and they say, jury, here's a fact, here's a fact, here's a fact, here's a fact, here's a fact. They're all undeniable facts. And the jury says, okay. And then the lawyer says, now, the only thing that we don't have a fact on is this outcome. But one would reasonably argue that if that fact is true, that fact is true, that fact is true, and that fact is true, then ultimately the story that it ends with here has to be true, because 5 true facts don't add up to nothing, a lie. So, your jury, my wonderful jury, fact, 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 ends with Marcus has some type of sexual history with Marcy Hirsch, Stephen Hirsch, or Bill Asher. He had sexual history with any of those 3. He continues to have history with them or something, but one of those people has an intimate relationship with Marcus that is providing him the security and letting him back in this business, because that was a fact, this is a fact, this is a fact, this is a fact, and this is a fact. They all add up to this outcome. That, ladies and gentlemen, is the end of my case. It's the Rob Black Show. And we're going to take a break for about 5 minutes. When we come back, I think Katie Summers might be joining us. I'm not sure. Katie Summers, if you're going to be well to do the news that we can use, just text me. I'm going to take a break for a minute or 2. If not, it's not that big of a deal. I can do the news myself. I don't want you to be in pain. But if you're feeling up for it, of course we want the news that we can use with Katie Summers. So we'll be back regardless, ladies and gentlemen, in about 5 minutes. All right? In about 5 minutes, we'll be back with the Rob Black Show and news that we can use from somebody, whether it's me or Katie Summers. And until that, why don't you listen to a little ass wiping and the process of ass wiping and what it all means. It's the Rob Black Show, and we'll be right back. Okay. I washed my hands. I couldn't even dry up. Now you know I wash my hands after I pee. I do it before. I wash my hands before I touch my dick, and then I wash my hands after I touch my dick. I do. I want to make sure that my dick is constantly clean and fresh. I always want that to happen, because you never know when you might be in a situation where I'm just, hanging out, and maybe Katie Summers comes over and goes, I would like to put your penis in my mouth. And I don't want to have her taste a piss dick. Seriously, I mean, who wants to basically suck on a piss popsicle? Because that's what it would amount to. Basically just sucking on a piss popsicle. And nobody wants to suck on a piss popsicle. It's kind of like, and I know we've all been in this situation before, haven't you ever, and I've never done this to Kate Summers, because it's wrong. And I can't fathom doing that because I like her. She's an alright person. I mean, maybe there's more like, okay, I love her. Alright, I'll throw that out there. And I would never, well, let's say, I don't, okay, let me give you an example. It's happened to me maybe 3 or 4 times. And, you know, maybe it's happened 30 or 40 times. But you're working, okay? And you're working hard. And you've gone from maybe building a house, or you're working on a train track, or maybe you're shoveling coal, and it's like a good 8-hour sweat day, all right? And you've been sweating like, fuck, man. You like are basically going a 15-round boxing event with Mike Tyson in between shoveling coal. And in between those times, you have lunch. And during that lunch break, you literally go to the bathroom and you shit. And of course, when you shit at work and it's a real dirty, filthy shit, it's hard for you to really get up in there and clean out your asshole good. Because you don't have the proper tools that you would have when you were at your home. Now, when you're at your home and you have one of them really dirty, rancid shits, if you don't have necessarily time to get into the shower to wash your asshole off, you're always able to grab an old washcloth and you put a little warm water on the sink, and you are basically standing like this now. You have your pants down, and sometimes you just fucking take it off, but you're keeping your legs spread because you know it's one of those shits where you can feel the feces caked in between your butt cheeks, where it's like a fucking ice cream sandwich, kind of. And so it's one of those shits that when you have the toilet paper, you give it a good wipe, it literally winds up on your wrist, on your forearm, on your fucking knuckles. Shit's everywhere. And you realize that after you've used about half a roll of toilet paper, that the job's not going to get done, because now this shit paste, and that's what I call it, it's like tomato paste, but it's shit, is so caked on your ass cheeks, your skin, that it's really just like a magic marker that's just written on your ass cheeks. So what you realize is the toilet paper is not going to work, because at this point the toilet paper is wet when you wet it down to wipe your ass, and it mats on your asshole hairs. And now your ass hole and that whole area kind of looks like a snow forest, and just white hair and toilet paper just hanging. Literally, if you had a camera under you and you were squatting like this, someone would go, "Oh, it's a snow forest." And you're like, "No, it's my asshole. That's toilet paper just hanging from my asshole and all my hair, and it's also covered in shit." So what you do is you get out a washcloth, and you don't want to get one of the good washcloths. You know, the washcloths that your mom would have in the bathroom, and it was a decoration, as they would say. So it was a long bath towel, and then like 3 other little towels, and they had flowers on them, and you would never, ever use it. It was only there for decoration. And should you use to wash off your hands, it would be like World War VII, okay? It would be like the fucking, it would be a terrorist action going on in that. So you're looking around for some fucking towel, something, a bath towel, anything. And you realize the only towel that's there is one of them really nice, beautiful hand towels on the decorative side. So you grab a small little washcloth from it with your frilly lace on it, and you flip it over, because you don't want to use the lace side to wash off your asshole with. The lace and the frill of the lace can get matted up in your asshole hair, and that could not be good. Also, to clean that is a tough job, and you might have to wind up throwing the rag away, because it will never get cleaned in the washing machine. And then your mom or your wife or your girlfriend's going to come in and say, hey, I'm missing a towel. What did you do with it? And the first thing she's going to think is you use it as a cum rag, and that is not good, because then she'll say, oh, are you jerking off? I'm not good enough for you. Or did you use it because you had to dry off the cum because you were fucking whores? So it's just no good. So you take that little hand towel and you flip that son of a bitch over so there's no lace on it. And you get a little warm water. You don't use the cold water. At least I don't. I don't like ice cold water up on my asshole area or on my sack, my taint, because it sends a chill. But I can feel it up into my teeth. So I let the water get a little warm. We're back, ladies and gentlemen. And then you don't get to hear no more about my about cleaning my asshole. You don't. You don't. You don't. You don't. Sorry. No asshole cleaning for yous. No asshole cleaning for yous. Oh, man. All right, so we're going to talk about news that we can use. So let's call beautiful Katie Summers. Let's talk about news that we can use. Talk about news that we can use. All right. Oh, man. I had to get a new drink because I'll tell you guys, it's fucking hot out today. It is extremely hot out. It is. I'm not bullshit. It's extremely hot out. And I don't know. I don't know how more hotter. Is that a word? More hotter? Is that a word? More hotter? I don't know. Anyways, let's fucking call up Katie Summers and see if she's going to be able to pull this off. I told her she didn't have to, but she decided to do it, which Katie Summers, are you? This is Robert Black from the Rob Black Show. Are you really going to do the news that we could use, or I told you didn't have to if you were still not feeling good? Well, yeah, I mean, I told you about camming, and I told you about news that you could use that you didn't have to. But you know, you're a trooper. You are taking it to the edge, man. That's just the type of person you are. So you want to do some news that you can use. All right, I'm gonna check you out on the camera. Hold on. I'm gonna check you out. I got to mute two things so the audio doesn't come through. So hold on. I'm gonna take a look and see if you look as crazy and bizarre as you say. I don't think so, but let me check. Okay, hold on. Here it comes. Looking at. Hold on. Okay, I'm looking at you right now. Let me see. You want to know something, Katie Summers? Seriously? Look straight ahead at me. Look. I don't see you. Jesus. I lost you. Hold on. I lost you. So you don't look that bizarre. I lost you. So let me call you back. So don't get crazy. Okay. All right, I lost you. I didn't mean to lose you. You do not look ugly. Seriously, Summers. I swear to God, you do not look ugly. You cannot tell that you have a puffy face. Seriously, I swear to God, you do not look bizarre. You do not look freaky. You're fine. Seriously, you look beautiful. You look fine. You do not look. You don't look bizarre. So do it up. You are the shit. Do it up. Do it up. Do it up. Do it up. Yes, that is 100%. When I say true, like I'm echoing the doctor's thing. But yeah, I mean we've known about that. Not that there was a website saying, "Hey guys, we all have disease. Let's fuck each other," but we have. If two people fuck and they each have a disease, and they could give each other the same disease per se that ultimately gives them a super strain. Yes, 100% that is something that can happen, and it's horrible. And when people think, oh, I got HIV and you got HIV, and we could just fuck each other and it doesn't matter if we're spreading the HIV back and forth, it's crazy, because you just give each other a different form of the HIV that acts as something that's super. I mean, yeah. I mean, fuck yeah. I mean, it's horrible. But hey, that's the fucking people are nuts out there, man. People are. It's becoming a zombie world. It really is. It's becoming something that you watch. It's just going to be diseased people running around the earth, fucking spreading fucking disease to each other. So you could like go to a section where it's like the HIV section, and you just find people that have HIV, and you can just hook up, and it's like, oh, you got HIV, I got HIV. Let's just fuck. I like that. You find somebody that's almost dead, or they have a full life ahead of them. I like that. That's a fucking good one. Are you looking for someone that's almost dead or has a full life? So, like, if you're really into somebody that's just, like, all fucking, like, literally full of just complete AIDS, like, just, like, they are T-cell count in, like, the 5. Yeah, that's a great concept, Katie Summers. I gotta tell you that that's good. I don't even know. That was such a good bit. I don't even know how to respond to that. Just someone is just almost dead. I like that. That's good. So yes, it might be somebody that is almost dead. licking lesions. It's lesions, motherfucker, lesions. All right. Well, Katie Summers, I love that. I think it's I think that's a hell of a question. And maybe if there's a way that possibly you can maybe call, get a hold of somebody there, and figure out what the exact, what's the exact parameters of how much disease, like in their, when they, when you get on their profile, does it say, I have herpes, I have it a lot, and I constantly have the cold sores on my lips that never go away, and I always have one on my, my shaft, or a girl says I always have one on my lips of my pussy. Oh, man. All right, I love it. I love it, Katie Summers. I love it. All right, well, now that you've completely disgusted us with all this disease talk, give us something else, my love. Well, I didn't even know, and I bet you that it's not something that is 100% effective, because if that was the case, meaning this drug, if that was the case, that this pill is 100% effective, it would be worked into our fabric of society, just like when we get vaccinated for fucking polio and we get vaccinated for all these other diseases. Why aren't the entire world taking this drug? Like, why doesn't the entire world take this drug? And I'm not talking about, a priest or somebody that doesn't have sex, but why, if you are sexually active, regardless if it's just you like to go out and date and meet a girl and take her to dinner, why is this not something that every single person that is not involved in a monogamous relationship, why aren't they taking this? Do you understand? It is not something that is foolproof as a vaccination like fucking a polio vaccination, or everybody would be taking it. Why the fuck why isn't this offered to the entire adult industry? Think about it. Why doesn't the entire adult industry take this pill if this prevents you from getting AIDS? Why doesn't the whole entire adult industry take this pill, and then we never have to have the debate about contracting AIDS again? And we could then let everybody that's HIV positive back in the business, and they can all fuck. Why don't we do that then? Hey, Captain, you're 100% right. I 100%. I 100% know what you're saying, but I'm just playing I'm playing like the devil's advocate for the business. I'm sitting there saying, hey guys, here's medicine that in theory solves everybody's problem. And when you say that it costs $13,000 a year, well, if people would go and get health insurance, sign up for Obamacare, which everybody should have done already. I did. And once you get your health insurance, now you can get your $13,000 a year blue pill. And everybody should be taking this. And the industry, if they gave a shit about anybody, they would set up a fund that would help talent get insurance. I mean, we've gone through this in the beginning when we were rebel-rousing and playing 8 sides against each other and fucking with everybody. But in theory, this is the reality of it, which would be take the fucking pill, and now you never have to worry about getting AIDS ever again. There you go. There you go, everybody. Go take your fucking Travia, and now you can go fuck John Stagliano and Mark Wallace and every other fucking person that's full of AIDS. You could go out to fucking Brazil and let fucking 17 HIV-positive trannies fuck you up your ass, and you can eat all the fucking cum you want. There you go. Me, myself, personally, I don't think this shit is foolproof. I don't think it's foolproof. And I think that at the end of the days, I don't think, and at the end of the day, if it was something that was so goddamn good, guess what? You will fucking be taking it every day. Seriously. If you took this stuff every day, like everybody's fucking in the community of AIDS and gays and so forth and so on says that it prevents you getting disease, that's the fucking case, then everybody should be taking it, but it's not foolproof, and that's why it's not promoted, and people are not taking it like that because, A, you said the cost, but even so with the cost, people have health insurance. You just say, hey, I want to take that pill that is a vaccine for AIDS. I think the doctor would say, listen, there's still a possibility that you can get it, so you don't want to go out and get fucked up your ass by people with HIV/AIDS. That's the issue. To me, this is just a way for people with HIV/AIDS to make other people feel comfortable that they can fuck them without fucking wearing rubbers. It's just a fucking rouge. It's just bullshit. It's just a way to make people feel better. It's kind of like beating the shit out of your wife or your girlfriend and having them wear a fucking cover-up to, you know, to hide the fucking, the bruises. No. No, you can still get other diseases, yes. And if you get other diseases, that lowers your immune system, where you can fucking, the HIV/AIDS can get you sick quicker and faster, and you could fucking die. You know, when you get HIV/AIDS, you're supposed to take care of yourself. You know, if you listen to people with that have HIV/AIDS, you'll hear. And what they say is, you know, you're not supposed to lead an unhealthy life. You're supposed to fucking, you're supposed to watch what you eat. You're not supposed to smoke. You're not supposed to do drugs. You know, you're not supposed to do the things that can destroy your immune system. You're not supposed to fucking do that. And when people do that, you lower your immune system, which gets you susceptible to flus and, you know, flus. It gets you susceptible to a lot of things. Because remember, we come in contact all the time with different diseases. And depending on how good our immune system is, it fights it off. And you'd be surprised, and you know, Katie, you don't do scenes anymore, but trust me, I guarantee you, that during your lifetime of having sex on camera, you probably fucked people that had some disease that you didn't necessarily get because your immune system fought it off. Whether it was somebody who had fucking herpes, or somebody that had fucking HPV, or somebody that had gonorrhea, or somebody that had something that you possibly didn't get, or when you got something, it wasn't bad. You know, you see somebody that gets, fuck, when a girl gets gonorrhea of the throat, that's some nasty shit. I mean, that's like, wow, you were fucking a dirty motherfucker, man. So there's, you know, it's never a guarantee that, oh, if you have a disease and you put it in me, I'm going to automatically get it. Your immune system, a lot of times, fights the shit off. So sometimes you don't get a disease. It's the same thing when you're in a room with a bunch of people with the flu. You know, you got people with a fucking flu, you don't automatically mean you're going to get it. Your immune system fights that off. So if you got AIDS, and you're somebody that's constantly beating the shit out of your immune system, maybe you do cocaine, maybe you fucking smoke cigarettes. Remember, you smoke cigarettes and you're coughing all the time, or you're doing marijuana. Any of these things lower your immune system. I know that when I used to drink and I used to smoke weed and do that shit all the time, where I would fucking get sick, you know, where I would drink until I threw up all over myself. I remember back then I would get sick a lot, like sick, a flu. If I fucking, you know, met somebody that was sneezing, sure shit, I would get sick. And as I quit shit and started having a better immune system, I can't even tell you when I've gotten legitimately sick. You know, there's being sick where you're like, yeah, I got a cold. And then there's sick where you're fucking bedridden for like 4 days because you've got a flu. I haven't had that in probably a decade and a half. You know, I haven't lived that shitty of a life since the early 2000s. But I know when I did, I used to get sick, and I would get sick, and I would get hit with a motherfucker. Now, when I was in prison, they had the swine flu, that fucking thing going around. And we had probably 16 people in the fucking Latuna that wound up getting quarantined. And I remember walking around going, I'm going to get sick, but I didn't. You know, I made sure that I, stayed healthy. Plus, I quit everything when I was in prison. You know, I didn't smoke, I didn't fucking drink hooch, I didn't do anything. I worked out every day. So that all plays a part, my love, into everything that is going on. You're right, my love. You are right, baby. We're done. We're done with disease. I like that. I like that. She just what? She just walked up to the courthouse, pulled her pants down, and then just took a shit. I like it. I like that. Did she get in trouble? Like, is she, like, did she get in trouble? I mean, is there a, you know, did she get arrested? Like, what's the charges on something like that? But you know what, Captain? I think that when they pulled your teeth out, I think they pulled the roots and the teeth that contribute to you being stupid. And all that is in your head now is nothing but smart and witty things. Because you are just on fire today, man. So basically, what you're saying is, pooping is a no-no, but shooting unarmed black kids is a positive. And that was it. And they busted her. They're like, guess what? You can't do that, honey. Shooting kids is all right. Taking the shit is not. I love it. Yeah, you're right. And that's something, goddamn, Captain, you are, I'm telling you, that you had 3 teeth that were preventing your full intelligence from coming out. And sure shit, guess what? that goddamn, they pulled it out, and now you are nothing but a genius. Because you were quick. You were quicker on that than I was. Saying that the shitting is bad, but killing black kids with just a bag of Skittles is all right. Yeah, I know. All right, you're good. You're. Oh, thank you, baby. Well, okay. First off, Ace Frehley and Peter Criss are not in the band anymore, so they threw them out. Don't know why, but they threw them out. I guess we know why, because they say that they were anti-Semites. I I don't know. I don't know, but they're not in the band, Catherine. Uh, I get what you're saying. I got what you're saying. Like, you're basically saying they should have fucking known from the beginning that they didn't like fucking Jews. I got you. Okay, well, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you, except Gene Simmons always came off kind of bitchy, and what's his name? Paul Stanley definitely seems like a little bitch. So, you know, who the fuck knows? They're all bitches. They're all bitches. They're all bitches. How's that? Exactly, my love. Ah. Well, I talked a little this morning. I talked about the Undertaker and the fact that everybody was going crazy about you know him losing, and I gave a little a preview of the of WrestleMania and what happened and blah 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 blah. So I kind of did that little thing, and I noticed this morning that people were definitely losing their minds when it came to what happened with the Taker. And I'll tell you, I told everybody that I was surprised. I had no that caught me off guard because, like I told you last night, as far as business goes, there really was no reason to have Lesnar win. So ultimately, they threw everybody a swerve because they weren't building a new character. They weren't doing anything that was to warrant giving Lesnar the win. So it was kind of like, okay, they're going to make it go back and forth, and at the end, Undertaker will win, and they'll do a big celebration because, you know, he kept the streak alive, and they'll make a big deal out. So ultimately, when Lesnar fucking beat him, it was like, wow, that was out of the fucking blue. So there was my 2 cents. Oh, wow. So this year's buy rate for WrestleMania was less than it was last year. Wow. Yes, that is 100% true. You know, it will be very interesting to see. I think they'll go somewhere. It's just going to be a matter of where the fuck they're going to go. But that's why I was telling you that. That's why I was telling you that that people were, you know, we've been talking with people about, you know, XPW and things like that because ultimately cable companies had been making money off of WWE, and with the WWE kind of leaving all of these cable channels and doing their own network, what you have is now a void with all of these companies that are saying, well, if WWE is going to be a dick to us, and they are, you know, going to bolt and they're going to start their own network and charge people $9, which is less than what we were charging people, and so forth and so on. Well, fuck them. We're not gonna, you know, we're not gonna kowtow to them anymore. We're gonna look for different wrestling product to take its place. And granted, maybe the wrestling product we find won't be as good as the WWE, but at this point, if we were, you know, making $100 million with the WWE, and now they fucked us over. If we could make $20 million with somebody else, we'd rather make $20 million with somebody else than be at the mercy of WWE saying, fuck you, we call the shots now. So that's why, you know, me, you know, XPW and Kevin have been getting talked. You know, people have been talking with all of us because ultimately the networks and especially the pay-per-view people are starting to say, well, fuck the WWE. Because like I said, Kate, remember, the networks, In Demand, Time Warner, they were offering the pay-per-views, the WWE pay-per-view for $50. And then every month they charge $39.49 for a pay-per-view. Well, the WWE charges $9.95 for their network, which gives you their pay-per-views every month. So ultimately, why would you pay $40 a month through Time Warner or Comcast for a WWE pay-per-view when you could buy the network and pay $9.95 a month? So ultimately now the networks, you know, the DirecTV and Time Warner and them are saying, well, you know what, WWE? We're not going to offer your shit at all. And me and you saw last night that they didn't even advertise for the WWE on Time Warner. You basically had to know that it was going to be offered on a certain channel, and they didn't even say, this is WWE's WrestleMania. Because ultimately, they are splitting that revenue with the WWE, and now the WWE is going to have their own $9.95 a month network. And why? And again, it makes no sense if you're a wrestling fan to purchase the pay-per-views every month from your cable company for $30 when you could buy the network for $9.95 and get the exact same thing, except not just the pay-per-view every month, but now you get, you know, thousands of hours of free content from all the companies that they've purchased and all their, you know, history and all the years. So now you have Time Warner and them saying, well, we're not going to offer your shit at all. Fuck you. But they know there's still a market on their cable division for wrestling, and that's why they're now talking to people like us, going, listen, we know you guys ain't the WWE, but if we can make a fraction with you that is good enough for us, because it will shove it up WWE's ass, because they're fucking us. And that's what's going on now in the cable world with wrestling. So we'll see what happens. All right, smart girl. That is news that we can use. And Katie Summers, you did a phenomenal job today with a wounded mouth, a sore face, and I'm very proud of you. You are an amazing, amazing woman. So we'll see you tomorrow, and from there we will sign off, and you're the best. You want to say any parting words? Yay! All right, goodbye. And that was Katie Summers, the great Katie Summers, kicking ass and talking, and as always, being wounded. She's fucking wounded, but she's kicking ass, man. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, that was the Rob Black program for today. We are done. It's over. Finished. Finito. And we're going to be back tonight at 8 p.m. Don't forget, coming up at 3:30 in exactly 20 minutes, Monica Foster, a.k.a. Alexandra, or Alexandra, a.k.a. Monica Foster, will be hitting the airwaves here and talking to all of you about everything that's on her mind. And we'll see what exactly that means and exactly what that is. So, come and watch, God damn it, watch, God damn it, the great Monica Foster. All right, you guys, it's the Rob Black Show. and we are signing out again. It was great to be here with you guys. You are the best, and we'll see you tonight at 8 p.m. Yes, we will see you guys tonight at 8 p.m. So stay tuned. Monica Foster will be coming up. It's the Rob Black Show, and we'll see you guys in a couple hours. 3 or 4, 4 or 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7, what, 5 hours? About 5 hours. We'll see you guys. So until then, it's the Rob Black Show, and we're out. Goodbye. Bom, 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 bom.